What's going on, guys? Got another gameplay video here. This time Gholdengo against Raging Bolt 2. I think maybe like tier 2 decks in this format, or maybe decks getting a little bit less love. So I'm going to be on the Dango. Jackson is going to be on the Raging Bolt. I have some spice in the Gholdengo deck. I am playing a 1/1 Cerulege line to deal with Cornerstone Ogerpon. And I just flashed my prize there. You can see I prized 2 of my Dunsparce. So I'm not going to be drawing cards early in the game with that. So I think this is a pretty interesting matchup. I think it's a good matchup for kind of showing some prize trading because, you know, whichever deck takes 2 prizes first is normally going to win, but there are some tricks to kind of try and throw your opponent off that map. So my first turn, pretty simple. I just go for the pop and for the double gimme ghouls, anticipating one of them will get knocked out. If I didn't prize it to Dunsparce, I probably would have grabbed one of those, but yeah, since they're in the prizes, both are Dunsparce. I don't need it this turn. Next turn I can maybe get some down, so. For Jackson, his ideal turn 1 is knocking out one of these gimme ghouls with a 1 prize Pokemon. If he has to use Raging Bolt, then it's pretty easy for me to take a turn 2 knockout. I would really just need like a Gholdengo plus an Arven or a Cypher to get that Energy Surge Pro, which I actually already have naturally in my opening hand. So the Fan Rotom is definitely the best Pokemon Jackson could use turn 1. Slither Wing is also okay. That's just a little harder to draw. So he's going to lead with the Crispin, one of Crispin. Getting some value for him there. So Crispin's actually like probably best on the first turn because Sada's a little hard for this deck to get on turn 1. You know, without the cards like Pokestop, the Trekking Shoes, it's less turbo post rotation. So I found that getting turn 1 Raging Bolt attacks is actually quite difficult in this deck. So you want to probably just go first and get those Noctowls because that'll help a lot. So he has a bit of an awkward hand here. He's gonna have to use Mew for 2 to try and get some more cards. He'd love to see a Fan Rotom, I'm sure, so he can start getting those Noctowls down. I don't think he's got it. He has that Prime Catcher in his hand as well, so if he wants to... oh no, he has Nest Ball. Okay, I thought he had Ultra Ball, so no, he's fine. So he can just get the Fan Rotom, or he can maybe go for just a Hoothoot. But I think Fan Rotom makes sense. I know he only has 1 more bench spot for a Hoothoot, but the deck does play Area 0, so he can eventually just get more down. So you can check his prizes there. Yeah, whenever we do these videos, we just look at our prizes real quick, show the camera, so you guys can see, and just because we just want to save time on prize checking as well. But if you need to work on your prize checking, definitely don't skip it in your testing game. So, yeah, he's going to get that Noctowl and the double Hoothoot. So pretty solid turn 1 for him. The only thing that could have made it better is if it was the Fan Rotom that was attacking instead of this Raging Bolt. So now for me, like my turn is pretty easy. I pretty much just need to knock out this Raging Bolt and then just set up for the rest of the game. So that would probably be like getting 2 Gholdengos down if I can, getting some more gimme ghouls and Dunsparces down, maybe getting the Fez established. So there's that Energy Surge Pro. So me not needing to use my supporter for it is really good. See, I get all those different types of beautiful Heart Gold, Soul Silver energies ready. When I was building the decks for testing, I'm like, I know this is one of the decks that needs all the nice energies. So I made sure to go in my stash of Heart Gold energies. Yeah, I think I'm going to Nest Ball for Fez here if I have it. I think Fez is in my hand, actually. Otherwise, I definitely would have pulled the Fez. I was getting another gimme ghoul to make sure I can get those Gholdengo streams. Yep, so there goes the Fez. And then just a really good start for me. Yeah, I did the Nest Ball first because I'm not trying to draw a Pokemon here. I think I'm just trying to draw Gholdengo. Yes, I am. Okay. That was the only card I was missing, so I needed like an Arven or an Ultra Ball or a Gholdengo. So that was a really good draw for me. If I already had Gholdengo, I probably would have held that Nest Ball because a gimme goal would have been a good draw for me because then I could have saved my draw or my Nest Ball for like another Pokemon. So if I draw a gimme goal, I could get like a Dunsparce. So I could get pretty much just Dunsparce. That's all I would want instead. So I think I drew a Poffin. Maybe I should have played that instead of putting the Dunsparce down because then I could have got 2 from my deck and just held it, but that's fine. And here I'm just gonna Ultra Ball preemptively for another Gholdengo. And then getting them established is just good. Draws me a card. I have enough energy from the Energy Surge Pro that I can just get rid of one. I just like got rid of that Poffin. So yeah, here I'm just gonna do the Make It Rain, take that 2 prize lead, and now it's gonna be a little tricky for Jackson to come back in the game. But there are a lot of tricks that his deck can use to try and come back. So one of them is using a 1 prize Pokemon to knock out another 1 prize Pokemon. So I know it seems a little counterintuitive since I have a 2 prize on my active. But Jackson's at 5 prizes, right? So if he can just take 1 prize, he'll go down to 4. And then he just needs 2 prize knockouts to win. If he knocks out a Gholdengo this turn, he still needs to take 3 knockouts to win the game. So if he knocks out my Dunsparce, for example, or my Gimme Ghoul, then we're tied 4-4 on prizes, and then I would need a boss's orders. I can't use Counter Catcher, so it takes away a lot of my outs. It takes away Cypher and Arven's outs. Whereas if he just knocks out, well, I guess if he knocks out Gholdengo, 2 prizes in the active, and it just makes it easy for me to take a knockout. I really just need like Superior plus a Vessel or Superior plus a couple energies in my hand. So I think for him, he definitely wants to look to take that 1 prize knockout with one of his 1 prize Pokemon, and then that should kind of let him control the game a little bit if I can't respond to 2 prize knockout again. And we know he has Prime Catcher in his hand, so he has it. It would be nice if he could combine it with an Iono. I don't think he'll be able to do that this turn, though. One of the good plays Raging Bull can do, like the strongest plays I've found post-rotation with the deck, is if you can get a Slither Wing ready preemptively, like get at least 1 energy on it, you can go like Prime Catcher Fez against like pretty much any deck, and then you can go Iono with that, and then you can kind of try and brick your opponent that way. But Gholdengo is just such a hard deck to do that to because there's so much draw, right? Like there's the Gholdengos draw cards. If you don't knock out Fez, Fez draws cards. And if Dunsparce is on the board, then any Ultra Ball turns into a draw 3 cards. So it's just very difficult to brick the Gholdengo deck. So, alright, here comes the Noctowl. Gonna get a couple cards, so you're gonna get the Sada so we can draw and power some attackers. And I think he's probably gonna get the Nest Ball, so he gets full value from the Sada. Yeah, so by using this Sada, he's basically committing to using the Prime Catcher because then he can't play boss. Or another thing he could do, which I think is actually kind of reasonable, is he could have maybe like gotten the Slither Wing and then tried to power that up as well, and then take the knockout with Raging Bolt this turn, and then on the following turn try and go for that Prime Catcher Iono play like I kind of just discussed. So I drew a Fez, but yeah, not having the Area 0 is really going to hurt him here. That would be very helpful if he had it, but he has to just settle for this Fan Rotom line, which is probably his best play given the circumstance of his hand. So now we're tied 4-4. So now if I don't take a 2 prize knockout on this turn, I'm probably going to lose. This is definitely a matchup where whoever has the prize lead is in the driver's seat until it gets relinquished by someone. So for me, I'm just looking for like a boss turn here, which I think I already have boss in my hand. And then so now I'm just basically saying like, hey, how can I lose next turn? Pretty much if I just brick. So I'm going to get some more Dunsparce out because I have 2 left in the prizes still. So fun fact, if you have 2 cards in the prizes with 4 cards, it's an 86% chance you're going to pull at least one of them out of the prizes. So here I'm doing my coin bonuses. I think I just needed like a Superior, some more energy to make sure with my boss I can take a knockout. He has a Mew on the bench, so I don't need to get rid of 5 energies. So I think I'm probably just deciding who I want to boss in this turn. Probably the Teal dance because it has a lot of energies on it. Also, if he wants to Area 0, he has to put down like another Teal dance. So then, for example, if he puts Fez down, then he can't unlock his Area 0 because he won't be able to put Terra Pokemon. So I think Ogerpon makes the most sense here. I don't really think it matters that much, to be honest. Like, I just need to take 2 prizes again next turn. Now, Jackson can't do that same trick with the Fan Rotom where he takes a 1 prize knockout because then he'd be at 3. So I could just knock out his 1 prizer and I'd still have the chance to take 1 more knockout to win. So this game is looking pretty good for me. So here I'm just a Superior. I don't really need the rescue board because everything is 1 retreat, or it's a Gholdengo, which means it can attack, and then the Dunsparces can just turn into the Dunsparce, which can just shuffle back in. I should be playing the 70 HP Dunsparces, I just don't own them. So I think I play the match pretending they're 70 HP, if any of you guys were curious. So yeah, now I'm just going to make it rain, knock out that Teal Mask, and now I think Jackson's just in a really, really tough spot. He's going to need me to really, really brick next turn. So I think Raging Bolt just has to be the attacker this turn. You have to maybe try and get an Iono to try and slow me down, but probably not going to be possible. So yeah, I think you realize you should promote a Mew. It's always a good habit to just promote a Pokemon with free retreat if you can, even if he knows he's going to attack with Raging Bolt this turn. Still, just giving yourself the flexibility depending on what happens is very strong. So we're going to see the Ultra Ball for the Teal Mask. I think he might have an Area 0 now if that's going to come down, because I also saw Fez in the hand. I should know, because I played this game, but I can't always remember. So no, he just does it to thin, I think. Yeah. Okay, because he's really looking for that Iono, I think, but just couldn't find it. Even if he did to get the Iono, like I'm saying, right? Like, I have 2 Gholdengos on board, so that's 3 from them. Fez is 3 cards, Iono's 2 cards, draw for turns of cards, that's 9 already. And then if I draw to Dunsparce or if I draw an Ultra Ball, I kind of swing. So I just show him after he plays a Sada that I have Boss plus Double Superior in my hand. So no matter what he does this turn, he is cooked. Yeah, just wanted to save everyone's time. So pretty good game one. I think kind of exemplified what Gholdengo can do when it gets set up. Hey, hopefully you're enjoying the video. If you want to support me, consider checking out my Metafy group or my personal coaching. I have the link in the description below. I post all my deck lists in my Discord, and you can ask me questions. I also have weekly group classes, and I post things like puzzles and board states and meta-analysis. So the link is in the description below if you want to check it out. Otherwise, just enjoy the rest of the video. Alright, so we got the second game here. This one's a pretty fun one. A lot of back and forth in this one, a lot more than the last one. So, alright, Jackson is going to get to go first this time. That's really helpful for the Raging Bolt deck, because as long as you can get the Fan Rotom down, you can get those Noctowls going, and your turn 2 can be pretty strong. If you need to use Boss and use a 1 prizer like we kind of said in the last game, you can do that. If I bench a 2 prizer for whatever reason, I don't anticipate I will in this matchup. But if your opponent does that, you can get like the Prime Catcher and the Sada. So going first, definitely a big advantage for this deck. So his hand's a bit awkward though. You can see he's kind of trying to figure out what to discard so he can use Mew for the most amount of cards possible. Gets the Sada, that's not very good. Actually, it kind of helps with his hand because you can get rid of it and then play Pal Pad to burn an extra card. So Pal Pad is a pretty valuable card in this deck. It lets you get back some of your one-of supporters like Iono and the Boss's Orders. But you gotta do what you gotta do. And the difference between playing it and not playing it is, you know, drawing more cards, which lets you play the game, versus having to just sit there and do nothing. So a painful Vessel turn 1 here, and then using the Pal Pad, but it's going to be necessary to give him the shot to draw 3 with the Mew, with the restart, and then if he gets maybe like a Nest Ball or a Fan Rotom, can kind of set up from there. So yeah, you hate to see it, but definitely the correct play. So going to be a good shuffle, and this Mew is going to have to get him into the game. Alright, so he has a Slither Wing with the attach, which is honestly like a fine Pokemon to put the energy on. Because like that's just a 1 prize attacker, he can just use it next turn. But unfortunately, I think he prized double fighting. So, I mean, like it's actually kind of hard to attack with a Raging Bolt because the fighting is trapped in play now. I gave a little fist bump that Jackson drew a Fan Rotom so we didn't have to like restart the game to give good content. So now he can just get a bunch of Hoothoots and the Noctowl, and then next turn should be pretty strong. And then, yeah, I think he should overbench, because if I switch the stadium now, he can discard that Slither Wing, get the fighting in the discard. Because, yeah, there's no way for me as the opponent to know that my opponent prized 2 fighting. I wouldn't assume that, so. Yeah, my turn, like, I pretty much just know that I'm going to get my Gimme Ghoul or whoever knocked out by a 1 prizer, so I just want to prepare for that. The only thing that I could do with like punt this turn is if I do TM Evo into like a Gholdengo, because then my opponent can just play Boss's Order, or in this case they would have to play Prime Catcher and take 2 prizes, and then my prize trade is just cooked because my only attacker is the Gholdengo EX. So I get 1 Gimme Ghoul and 1 Dunsparce just so I have the option to Dunsparce next turn if I need to. And then you can see I'm going to set up for the minor errand running. This way I'm going to maybe try and see if I can take the knockout next turn even if I don't draw the Energy Surge Pro, because now I'll have 3 in my hand, so then I'm going to play Counter Catcher next turn, and then, actually the Mew is in play, so I was going to say I could knock that out with 4, but I'm going to need 5, so I would need to draw 2 more energies naturally, which isn't like a ridiculous ask with how many my deck plays. And just one important thing to note is I took 2 metals, and the reason I took 2 metals is there's still 1 left in the deck. So if I play Energy Surge Pro, I get max value. So if I just took like random energies, like say like Water and Lightning, for example, I'd be taking 2 less off the Energy Surge Pro. So that is why I made sure to take double metal. It's now Jackson's turn here. I think he pretty much just wants to Fan Rotom and just like Assault Landing my Gimme Ghoul. If he can, he probably wants to play Sada and get another energy on this Slither Wing, so that next turn if he needs to, he can retreat it to get the energy off so the Raging Bolt can use it. And he has double Vessel here that he took off the Noctowl, so getting rid of Fez is kind of painful for him. What are his other cards? I can't tell what the other card is that he kept, but yeah, you hate to see double Fez, or a Fez hit the discard, because that is basically just going to draw him over the course of this game like 6 cards, so, or hopefully more for him if I can't take a 2 prize knockout every turn, so. I'm going to load up here on the the energy. So one's going to be for the Fan Rotom, one can be for the Teal Dance. And then he basically just has to hope that I cannot pull off a combo turn. Alright, Teal Dance draws, I think that was a Nest Ball. Or no, Sada? Or no, he took Sada. Or he just had Sada, I can't remember, but yeah. So he puts it on the Slither Wing. So if this was a real game, like at a tournament, I think I'd be able to read by this point that he prized double fighting. Because it makes no sense to, like I think now I pointed out, like it makes no sense to like put a lightning on the Slither Wing, right? Because it can't use lightning. But kind of like I discussed before, he wants to put it there so he can retreat and get the energy off if he needs to. Because yeah, he only has like a 1 in 3 chance of hitting the fighting off of this assault landing right now. So okay, he's gonna bench one more Raging Bolt. I think this is fine. I mean, like he doesn't know if I play Iono or not. He still has 1 bench slot left. And if I bump the stadium, he can get rid of Noctowl and he can get rid of Slither Wing. So a Night Stretcher turns into a Noctowl. So I like putting the extra Pokemon down. And he whiffs the fighting. So the reason I didn't promote Dunsparce, even though it has Fear Retreat, is because I'm supposed to be putting the 70 HP Dunsparce, so I kind of just treated it as that. But yeah, I should have promoted that if that was actually the 60 HP one that had Fear Retreat. So, alright, so I coin bonus, I hit that Gimme Ghoul, and then I have to Ultra Ball, I think, to get a Fez. So I'm kind of debating here what to get rid of in my hand. So I have the Counter Catcher, which is one of the important pieces. I don't really want to get rid of an energy, because as I said, I can kind of try and draw some more and get the knockout, but off 3 cards I would need to draw like energy if I discarded like the boss in my hand. And the boss is going to be important because I assume Jackson's going to go for a similar strategy where he takes a 1 prize knockout again next turn if he has to. So there's the Artisan, so I actually helped Jackson out with that, in the fighting, the discard. But I was basically just like, if I get the knockout this turn, I'm probably just going to win by just having like prize mapping advantage on him. He could still like retreat if he needed to get the fighting, the discard anyways, so I'm like, whatever, let's just spin the deck a little, give myself the highest odds to draw it. And then I think I do get it. I think I have Vessel plus Superior or something like that. So, or I might need a Dunsparce. I can't tell. I have Vessel in my hand. I see a boss. I think I do need a Dunsparce into Superior or like Arvin for the Energy Search Pro or the Energy Search Pro itself. So getting that Dunsparce down turn 1, super helpful, giving me that extra dig. I'm just gonna look at my cards before I decide if I need to shuffle or not. And then I hit the Superior, which means I can get there with the energy in my discard plus the Vessel in my hand. You can also see that Vengeful Punch in my hand. That's a tech I play for the Terra Box matchup, because otherwise Pikachu just like is too hard to deal with. So you kind of like slap that on the Gholdengo, and if your opponent wants to knock it out with Pikachu, they have to take damage, and then you can just clean it up with their Gholdengo after. So I think again, I was just checking my deck to see if there was any extra energies. I played 2 fires in this list, so I was seeing like, oh, could I take a fire and then have some left for Energy Search Pro? But I don't think I did. I think one of the fires might be in my hand. I can't tell though. That might be in the prize. I think one's in the prize. I think that's probably why I did that. I think I still should have taken a fire, because then if I take a fire off the prize and I get Iono'd, I can ESP, but I mean, I'm kind of like splitting hairs. It's not that deep, so. I go again for the Terra Pokemon here just to shut off his option to use Noctowl next turn unless he has another one in his hand. And I'm just going to Superior here. So I'm going to keep 1 card in my hand at the end of this turn that is not an energy. So I'm going to keep the boss because I'm anticipating that one of my 1 prizes is going to get knocked out by a Fan Rotom again this turn. So I want to have boss ready. And then between my Gholdengo and my Fez, I get to look at 5 more cards. So I just really need to draw another Superior plus an energy. I'll be able to take the knockout. So there was maybe an argument for like keeping that 1 energy in my hand, because then I don't need an extra energy off the draw. I can just draw Superior, but I don't know. Just getting another Gimme Ghoul down is nice, just to get more draw. So, alright, so here comes the boss. He's going to pick my Dunsparce. This is definitely correct, because that's going to cut off my draw. He just needs me to whiff a turn, then he's kind of in control. But he didn't really have much else in his hand. He kind of just went for the boss, which is kind of all he needs, to be honest, because at this point, like, he just needs Sada every turn to take a knockout. So I'm going to pop in first to thin the deck out. Definitely do not want to see these Dunsparces off of my draw. And then I'm just checking my deck, what I have left. I'm just really just looking for that Superior. So yeah. Alright. And then yeah, like my board is super set up as long as I can get there. And then on the next turn, same idea. It's just that I'm going to have so much draw to keep going, which is what Gholdengo's really good at. I find Gholdengo's sketchiest turn is like the second turn where you have to get the Counter Catcher play. But whenever you survive that turn, you normally like just set up to win in these like prize trade type of matchups like this one. So I think I'm debating if I coin bonus or runaway draw. I think, yeah. Or I can't runaway draw, actually. So I was just like, I have to coin bonus. And I think I get there. I see a stretcher. Is there superior in my hand? I can't tell. Because I'm out of draw. So I think I do get there. So yeah, you can see the counter catch in my hand that I just can't play. Because of Jackson's play to take the 1 prize knockout. Okay, yeah, I don't get there. That's right. So I'm going to retreat to one of the Dunsparces and hope Jackson can't boss my Gholdengo again on this turn. And actually, this play is fine for me because if he wants to play boss, he can't play Sada because, well, obviously, he can't play 2 supporters. So the Prime Catcher would have to come down, which I think he still has. So I'm still kind of in danger if a Noctowl comes down. But he would need Sada, Energy, Prime. Not a ridiculous ask from him, to be honest. But so yeah, I'm just going to Cypher, I'm going to put a Gholdengo, and I'm going to put a Superior on top of the deck just so I can attack next turn. So yeah, the reason I don't attack with Gholdengo there is because taking 1 prize does nothing for my prize trade. Like, it would just put me at 3, and I would still need 2 knockouts to win anyways. So I'd rather just retreat and let him take a prize, or just give myself a reset so that I can try and take a prize on my following turn. So for here, Jackson, like, I think he actually doesn't want to take a prize probably, because if he does, then I get Fez again. I think I was just fist pumping the 8 with the knockout. So then I have some life here. Yeah, because if Jackson knocks me out with the Fan Rotom, he gives me Fez. He knows I don't have knockout. But to be fair, he saw me play Cypher, so he has to assume I put the knockout on top of my deck. So maybe knocking out the Dunsparce is fine. But then he would have to use Iono on the following turn to kind of disrupt me. Like maybe like the Prime Catcher on the Fez. Regardless, he's not in a good spot if he can't take the knockout. So yeah, he just decides to pass because he doesn't want to knock out the Fez, which fair enough because I'm going to put Gholdengo on the active whenever I'm ready to attack. So here I do my coin bonus for 1 because I just drew the card I knew I was going to get. Again, I'm going to use this runaway draw to retreat because it's supposed to be a 7 HP Dunsparce. And then see what I get. Get some energies, put that back in the deck, and I think I'm just going to Artisan right away to get the Dunsparce to thin, and just so I have the option to double the Dunsparce on the follow-up turn. And then him having the Bravery Charm on the Mew is actually pretty annoying, because if I play Superior, I actually don't have enough energies to knock it out because I have 1 in my hand. So I'm going to need to either get another energy, or I'm going to need to get a second Superior, or like a Vessel or something. So here I actually have to play double Superior, so. I make a slight misplay. There's like 7 energies in my discard. So I should have discarded the Fire if I was going to play double Superior, get 4 back. Because I can save a card. I think I noticed right now, and I just switch it. Obviously in the tournament I couldn't do this, but since we're testing, I'm just going to do it. Yeah, discard the Poffin instead of the Fire. And then, or the Fire instead of the Poffin, and then now on my second Superior I get a full 4. So, yeah, I don't think it matters that much. I did that. Like, I would have just kept the Fire in my hand and then discarded something else, but a little bit of optimal sequencing. And then the nice thing, I forgot to evolve and draw 1 too, so I wouldn't have drawn the energy anyways. But the nice thing about having all these energies in my hand is if I do get Iono, then if I draw Energy Search Pro, I can pull them all out of the deck, which is nice. So here's the boss. I think I'm debating again which one to pick. I think again I just should go for Teal Mask just because I want to shut off the easy option to use the Noctowl and just force him to have another Teal Mask. Because the Raging Bolts are both just ready to attack. So I think here I'm just making sure when I discard from my hand that I discard the right energies so that I can Energy Search Pro. So you can see I got a double metal there. And I kept I think one of the rainbow energies in my hand. I forget what color it was, but yeah. So now for Jackson, he's in a tough spot. He needs to knock out this Gholdengo, and he needs to just hope that I cannot take a knock on the following turn, which, like I've discussed, is really hard with 2 Gholdengos, a Fez, and then like the option to make 2 to Dunsparce. But I only have 1 Superior left. I do have my A-Spec left, so it means cards like Arven are pretty live as well. So there's the Iono, like we discussed. I think show me his hand, nothing crazy. I think the other thing is he needs a Lightning or a Fighting. Actually, he doesn't have his Fightings in the prizes still. So here's the Ultra Ball to get the Noctowl, and I think he's out of Vessel actually because he played a lot this game. So the only way he can get energy is if he retreats that Fan Rotom. So maybe should have promoted at the start of his turn. He has Prime Catcher in his hand, so he could use that to try and get the energy off. So I think he's just gonna get 2 cards. I don't know if the Jamming Tower is the right one to get. I don't know if there's a more useful card in his deck, but it's gonna get that one. Maybe Boss would be more useful. Or no, he already played Boss. So yeah, I don't know why we need Jamming Tower. Just gonna Prime Catcher the Fez to deny 3 draw, which is pretty good. And then you can just retreat and play that Energy Retrieval and get the Lightning that way. And then, yeah, we can also just Mia first as well. Alright, and then you forgot to retreat first. Yeah, so nice little trick there to get the Lightning that we needed. And then get like a Grass, yeah. And then have that for next turn to Teal to draw a card. So, and then I think here he should discard the Fighting off the active, which yeah, he realizes because he prized 2 Fighting. So like there's like an 86% chance, like I said, last game to take one off the prize, and there we go, we took one. So now for me, I pretty much just want to draw Superior, like Energy Surge Pro, and I kind of just win. I've got the 3 Gholdengo, so that's 4 cards. If I draw to Dunsparce, that's another 3, so I'm looking at 7, plus my Iono, plus my draw returns, so that's like 10 I can look at maybe. I still don't have it. So I have some shuffle cards in my hand, and like the Poffin, for example, and I don't play them because I know Energy Search Pro and I know Superior weren't in the hand that got Iono'd, so I know they're closer to the top. So I don't want to shuffle my deck. I think I'm debating attaching the rescue board, like if I have to retreat, but I'm like, there's a Jamming Tower in play anyways, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, draw the last one. I still don't have it. So now I think if I want to do the Dunsparce, that's what comes next. So draw 3. Just need one of those cards to win. Even Arven wins me the game as well, actually. And I completely whiff, which is kind of crazy, given how much draw I had. So I think I have the option to do one more runaway draw. Yep, I do. And I'm going to pop in here and just get that Dunsparce back down. I see Charcadet in my deck as well. I should definitely bench that thing, because I think it has 70 HP. It does have 70 HP, so I don't know why I don't bench that thing. That definitely should have been benched. Within one more card. And then I'm going to Ultra Ball for the Dunsparce again. So I can use the effect again. Yeah, so Superior was like my very bottom card before the Iono, so. Yeah, Jack was looking at my prizes, trying to see if anything was prized. So we got one more crack at it. I try and win the game this turn. And I Nest Ball for the Charcadet like now. So I guess, that's probably what I was thinking. I was probably like, I just want to burn the Nest Ball as well. So and I could on the other order as well. Okay, and then here comes the Dunsparce. And I think I just draw them face up. I need Superior, or I need ESP, and whiff. So a pretty crazy whiff. I should definitely play the Nest Ball and grab the other Dunsparce, get Dunsparce back, right? Because I want to draw more cards on the following turn. I think I got a little caught up in theatrics. I don't do that. So now my best option is definitely to retreat. I don't want to just leave a Gholdengo in the active. And I saw Jackson play his Prime Catcher and his Boss. So I'm not really that scared that I'm going to get gusted. So I think just put up the Dunsparce. If I put up the Charcadet, I mean, like Jackson just passed. I don't have a way to retreat because the stretchers, the skateboard's turned off with the Jamming Tower. And I don't think I have a Stadium Bump. Yeah, because Myra's onto the discard. So he's looking at the top card there. Or he's looking at the bottom 3 to see if it was what I needed because he cut to the bottom. But no, he didn't cut to the bottom. I just whiffed. So now Jackson's a little weird because you don't really want this Raging Bolt in the active. You don't hate knocking out my Dunsparce, to be honest, with a 1-prizer if you can. But his hand is like kind of like bricky, and then like he doesn't have a Hoothoot down, so it's gonna be hard for him to draw. He's gonna have to rely on that Mew if he wants to get cards. So definitely wants to attack with that Fan Rotom. He probably needs to draw like Area 0 plus a Latias if he wants to get that. So I think he's debating what to get rid of here. I think worst case, you just knock out my active with the Raging Bolt. I've already played a Stretcher, and I think I only play 1 in this list, but you don't know how many your opponent plays, but you can force me to get Stretcher to get Fez. Actually, he knows I don't have Stretcher, so I would have played it to draw Fez last turn. So I think if you have to knock out the Dunsparce, you just knock it out the Raging Bolt, and then just same thing. You just have to hope I whiff. You take away my option to use the Dunsparce. So honestly, I could have also made the read that he's down his Pal Pad and his Boss and his Prime Catcher and put up Charcadet, so even if he starts passing, I can just sit there. So maybe I should have done that instead of putting up the Dunsparce, but not a big deal. My deck isn't that many cards, so the the Gholdengo should help me draw. So yeah, he's not going to be able to draw many cards here. Probably want to keep the Sada to draw cards. He could also Sada first and then save the Ultra Ball, see what he draws, and then from there kind of decide what to get rid of and if he can Mew. So yeah, I think he's like, I think we were discussing, like he doesn't really have a great play this turn, so he has double Ultra Ball as well to thin, so I don't think he ever needs another Teal Mask, because if I take one more knockout, the game's over anyways. So what even is in the deck? I think the Squawky took off the prize. Yeah, I'm just checking the discard again. I think realizing that he's had a Gust, that this game is gonna be hard to win. So yeah, I would just take the Cornerstone out. We still have that in the deck. I mean, Cornerstone's interesting against my deck because Gholdengo can't attack it. That's why I play the Sarah Ledge. But I think Jackson's problem is like it's hard to go solo Cornerstone in this matchup. So if you can't get solo Cornerstone going, it's kind of hard. And then I play Sarah Ledge, so I would just TNU the Sarah Ledge if you tried to go for that strat. But then he could just put Raging Bolt down and knock it out. So maybe it would work. I'd have to see in the game and see what would happen. But alright, yeah, he's just gonna go to the Sada line. Probably the best with what he has. Doesn't draw anything too good. But like I said, nothing is that helpful this turn. It's basically just going to come down to if I can get there on the next one. So yeah, there's no reason not to attach. You got Sada again next turn if he wants. We can Ultra Ball. Then one more card. If you had Area 0, you can put that Hoothoot down. I'm just going to leave it in the deck. Oh, so we can Mew. Yeah, that's right. And then, nope, nothing useful. Retrieval, I think he has one Teal Dance left. I don't think he's done it yet this turn, so we can keep digging. Yeah, I don't really know what we're digging for. Like, we're just, I guess, thinning the deck and then just hoping that I don't win on the follow-up turn. Yeah. This guy's deck, he's got 7. And he goes for the Burst Roar. I think he definitely should just knock down my active. And I actually top deck for turn the Dunsparce, so I got punished immediately for not playing that Nest Ball last turn. So I'm going to run away draw to draw cards and so I can get out of the active. So I win the game because my deck is not that many cards, and I have ESP. I should have done my coin bonuses for 1 on the bench first because then the Dunsparce isn't in the deck. So bad sequencing for me here. I should have done the 2 on the bench, save 1 for the active in case I whiff. And then here I have game, I have ESP, so I can just take the metal out of my deck and just make my deck 4 cards, so I'm guaranteed to draw with Gholdengo. But, you know, just for fun, for some theatrics, I'll give Jackson a chance to cut 1 card and see if he can block the Superior. So there's the first coin bonus, don't get there. Second coin bonus, and now it's down to my last one. I have to hit Superior, it's 50-50, and I just get it on him to win the game. So this was a really close second game here, actually, and it was kind of cool because both of us like whiffed a couple turns and we had to retreat. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this gameplay between Gholdengo and Raging Bolt. Both are fantastic decks in this format. So if you liked the video, please like and subscribe. Comment what decks you want to see in the future. And yeah, check me and Jackson out on our socials. I'll put all the links down below. Thanks for watching.